So I've just fired up Dreamweaver. I've gone File, New. I'm selecting HTML and I'm going to create. So HTML is hypertext markup language. So if you look at the code here that comes by default, so you might see this view. You have three options: code, you have split, and you have design. If you say split, you will see this view. So what you have here is you have got the first line that says document type. This document is of the type HTML. This is where the HTML starts. This is where the HTML ends. Inside the HTML, it will have a head, and the head will come to an end with a slash. Below the head, there will be a body, and the body will come to an end with a slash. So there are two parts of the HTML. Inside the head, there are two more lines. One is the page title, and one is the what character set it should use. It's a meta tag. The meta tag is a self-enclosing tag. So you can see there's no meta slash meta like title slash title. So I'm going to give this a title. I'm going to call this D2 week 1, and I'm going to save it. But it's very, very important for all of my web classes that when you save something before that, you actually go and make a folder. I'm just going to make a new folder for you guys, D2. And all of these, I'm just going to move them to D1. So I've made a folder D2. And that's already in week 1. So you can make your folders your way. So just make week 1 in some folder with your name. And under that folder, very important, make some subfolders, images. So any images that we use in our website will go in the images folder. Make another folder called styles. Styles, so that any styles we use goes in the styles folder. So I made a folder, images and styles. Now in the root of this, I'm going to save my HTML file. So this file that I've created is going to go in the root of this D2. So when I say D2 week 1 and I go file, save as, and I find my folder, web1, week 1, D2, I'm going to save it as index.html. Now when you go to a website, let's say you go to dileepk.com and you don't specify what page you want, it will dish out the index.html for you. So if you go to a restaurant in Saudi Arabia, whether you like it or not, the first thing you get is dates on a plate. You didn't ask for it, you just walked in. So same thing when you go to a server, there's something that's going to be dished out to you. You don't know exactly what you want, you haven't ordered yet. So it's going to pick out the home page, dish it out to you. So if you go to a site, you can see, I can say I want to go to the loan calculator, or just go to the site. If I then pick up a page, it has taken me to that page. You can see projectsm.html. But by default, even if I do not specify index, it takes me to the index page. You see, if I don't specify index.html or PHP, it takes me there. Now, HTML is, just type it here, HTML, I might make my font a bit bigger, just so that it's a bit more clearer. Is that okay? So HTML is hypertext markup language. So it goes and finds the base file. When you go to a domain and don't specify a page, it will find the base file which is in this format. And you can see already here the document has declared that this is going to be of HTML type. So it goes, yep, that's the one I want. And there's another thing you may not notice, but at the beginning of this, and some browsers will show it to you, at the beginning of the domain is HTTP, which means Hypertext Transfer Protocol. What you're saying is, I'm going to the site and I'm connecting using this protocol, using the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So transfer to me stuff that is in this Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It will think, okay, you want information, I'll pick up an HTML page and give it to you. There is another protocol called FTP, File Transfer Protocol, which means you can actually write files on the server, you can read files from the server. File Transfer Protocol. Now some browsers support it, and I will show you File Transfer Protocol when you're ready to publish and you go and sign up with a free host. I'll show you that. But you can also do FTP. I can say FTP. I can go to my site using an FTP, and what it says is, oh, so you want to go into this site with an ability to read and write files? Please give me your username and password. It wants to know that I am the owner of this site. Otherwise, you could go into any site and deface that site. So this site wants to make sure that you are the owner so that you can read and write files. But we won't worry about this for now. I just wanted to show you that there are two transfer protocols, HTTP and FTP. FTP is when you really transfer files to the server and you pull down your files, you want to update your server. In fact, when somebody defaces a site, that's exactly what gets hacked. The FTP login and password gets hacked. Because a lot of people who use things like WordPress, they leave the default admin username and password to admin or root admin. So they just leave the username and password as a default. Okay. So now we are going to deal with the body, and I'm going to show you some tags. So H1 is a heading. Now many of you who have used Word will know that you have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and it's not the first heading on the page and the second heading on the page, it's the level, the weight of the heading. Now to close a tag, you just have to press /, and if you're in Dreamweaver, the code assist actually does the / for you. So H1, and I'm just going to go my IDM course. So I've got a heading, my IDM course. Just like I have, bear in mind this is inside body. Then I'm just going to put a p tag. Again, start and end. Inside the p tag, I'm going to say interactive digital media IDM at Southbank is a 1-year program that covers the following. Now, I can do this, but I suggest you don't do this, which is there is a site, and I've given you a link. It's called lipsum.org. Sometimes when you want to have when you have a need for dummy text, which means the client is still waiting for content, but you have to start work on the design. You need some dummy text, right? And you have to go to the client and say, this is what your site will look like. But he has not really given you anything so far. So you can go to lipsum.org and just go to generate lorem ipsum. You get this text here. And I'm going to make another paragraph, p tag, just to show you. I might make a few. So that's one p tag. I will end the p tag here, start another p tag here. And if I click on the right side, it refreshes, showing me paragraphs. So I've got a heading and I've got paragraphs. Okay. I'm just going to put one paragraph here below there. So I've got headings and I've got paragraphs. I'm going to stop this 10-minute video now and let you have a play, and that will make it easier for me to upload on YouTube and put it on my site later on.